Okay, now we're gonna go over the 5-finger guillotine from open guard. My hands or my feet are on his hips, trying to control him. If he starts sitting up or moving away, I want to start to scoot away like this, okay? I'm going to break his hands off me, sit straight up, and the first thing I want to do when I sit up is shoot my hand underneath his throat, and the other hand's going to come over and trap the back of his head, okay? From here, my feet are going to push away on his hips, okay? And then I pull with my hand just like on the regular 10-finger guillotine, but with one hand, and this hand's going to hold his head down. So if he tries to move around to get away, my feet stay on his hips, and he can circle, he can go wherever he wants. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to finish the choke by pulling one hand, folding my forearm down on top of his head to finish the choke. One more time. My feet are on his hips, controlling his wrist. I want to scoot my hip away, sit up. Right away, my hand goes up underneath the chin. The other hand cups over the top of his head. Okay? My feet on his hips, I'm going to push away to keep pressure on him, pull up on the throat, and roll my forearm down on his neck. Okay? Causing him to tap out from the choke. This hand shoots straight in. This one comes over the top, kind of clubbing him. Hold it down, and then fold my hand up underneath his neck. Okay, now we're going to go over the 5-finger guillotine from the mount. From here, both my hands are out for base. Okay, I'm going to switch my arm over to one side, kind of tuck it into his neck and shoulder. From here to set this up, I need to scoop his head up just like that. Now, as I bring my arm around, I'm going to slide my hand flat underneath his neck so that I can lay my body back down on the palm of my hand. Okay? Hips out. Okay, I want to put my hooks in just like this. All I want to do is post my hand and roll my shoulder back. Okay, I'm not trying to pull him up. I keep my hips down and just roll my shoulder like that. When I actually, sit up real quick, please. For this choke, my hand's going to come underneath, and all I want to go past his neck is my thumb. Okay, so my wrist is going to lay just like this on his neck, and then I lay my body weight back down on top of my hand. So again, from this position, I scoop him up, slide this in. I'm going to lift my body up so that I can lay my weight back down on top of my hand. Okay, hooks go in, post my hand, and I'm going to try and roll my shoulder toward the ceiling, choking him, causing him to tap out. One more time. Scoop his head up, slide this around, lift my body, keep my hand flat so I can lay back down on the palm of my hand. Hooks go in, hips down, post my hand, and then roll my shoulder to the ceiling. Okay, now I'm going to set up a 10-finger guillotine when my opponent tries escaping my side control as he pummels to get his hand inside. Okay, I'm going to let him start turning into me a little bit so I can free this arm and come right around his head. Okay, I've already got it set up, so all I'm going to do is let him come up on top of me. I keep this overhook. My leg goes over the top. My foot's already on his hip. Okay, I pinch my knees together nice and tight, roll up, and choke. Again, he pummels inside. I'm going to let him start to come up on top so that I can let his head get inside. Okay, I set up the 5-finger on this side. As he keeps coming, I pummel this hand in, set up the 10-finger. My leg goes over the top, my foot's on his hip, I pinch my knees tight together, lift up, and roll. Okay, now we're going to go over 10-finger from side control, stepping back into his half guard. From here, he pummels and gets his hand inside. As he starts to turn into me, I'm going to set up the 5-finger, okay? Then I shoot my hand over, get the 10-finger. I want to lay my weight back down, but from here, I'm going to step into half guard so I can triangle my legs here and use my hips for leverage by curling up on his legs and roll my shoulder back. One more time. Pummels his hand inside, starts to turn into me, okay? Right away, wrap the chin. This hand shoots in, start to set up the choke, okay? From here, I drop my weight back down, and I circle towards his half guard, okay? Hook his legs so I can triangle my legs and drop my hips down. As I drop my hips, roll my shoulder up, tapping him with the choke. Okay, now we're going to go with a 5-finger guillotine from half guard. From here, I'm controlling my opponent, and he starts to pummel and get his hand inside. As he starts to turn into me, right away, I'm going to shoot this arm underneath to set up the 5-finger right here on his neck. I want to keep my palm flat so that once it goes past his chin, I can lay my weight back down on it. Okay? I'm going to post my hand out here for base, triangle my legs, lower my hips, and roll my shoulder back. Again, pummels his hand inside, starts to turn into me, right away, shoot this hand inside. Okay? Lay flat on it, triangle my legs, post my hand, and now carefully I'm going to roll my shoulder back, just like that, get into the choke. Okay, now I'm going to show defense to the 10-finger guillotine when he's in side control. As I pummel and get my hand inside, he starts to set up the guillotine like this. Okay, right away I want to shoot my knee in and get him back in guard, get my hook in just like this. Okay, once I get a hook in, this hand is going to trap his leg, and I'm going to sweep, reaching with this hand, taking him all the way over. I need to hop past his guard. Okay, once I get here, I put my knee on his elbow, take my arm out, get an underhook on his head, and keep my head high. Come to side control. Again, I pummel in. He sets up the choke. Okay? Once he sets up the choke, I need to scoop my hips and bring my knee to make space and tuck this hook in. From here, reach with this free hand, trap his leg, put them on his back, and then hop across his legs. Once I get here, I want to take my knee, put it on his elbow, reach underneath his neck, sprawl my weight back, keep my head high so I can take off my arm and get control from the side. Okay, now I'm going to show the defense to the 5-finger guillotine from half guard. When I start to get my hand inside here and he sets up the 5-finger, okay, the first thing I want to do is make sure I keep this hand high, okay, and keep my head high. I'm going to post my foot, scoop my hip out a little bit so I can get a hook in. Now from here, I lift up, keep my head high, get my leg out, and start to come here. Now from here, if I keep a grip on his back like this and I don't let his arm out, if I keep his arm trapped here, I can bridge and come up on top. Okay, now I reach underneath the head and come out the same way I did on the last one. So I pull my hand inside. Zach starts to set up the 5-finger guillotine on me. I post my foot, scoop my hip out so I can get my hook in right here. Okay, now keeping my head high the whole time, I'm going to lift up, push this leg out so I can escape out to the back. If I keep my head high enough and his arm's wrapped, like this, if I keep his arm trapped, I can roll over and come up on top. If I move my arm and keep my head high, I can scoop my hip out and come up on his back. It's kind of my choice or preference on what I do right here. So as I scoop my hip out, pummel inside, he sets it up. Okay, I put my hook in. Now from here, I keep my shoulder trapped against his arm, lift him up, scoop my hip out. If my arm stays tight here, I roll him over. I stay on top the whole time. If from the same spot, I open my arm up a little bit so that his hand comes free, I arch and start to take his back and get my hooks in. Once again, I pummel my hand inside. He sets up a 5-finger guillotine. Okay, I scoop my hip, put the hook in. Okay, from here, keep my hand high, tuck in my elbow, lift him up, and scoop my hip out. So if I keep this arm tight, he can't take his arm out. I'm able to roll him over and get on top. If from here, I open my hand, keep my head high, I can swim through here and come out on his back and get my hooks in.